Today we're checking out 5 things you need to know before moving to Redondo Beach, California. What's up everybody, I am Shane Inman, a local real estate agent here in Southern California, servicing all of the South Bay. And on this channel, we cover everything outdoors and community within the South Bay in Southern California. So if that's something you're into, be sure to hit the subscribe button so you're notified anytime we put out a new post. And if you are thinking of moving to Southern California or the South Bay specifically, feel free to reach out. I have people calling and texting all the time and emailing about moving down here, and I love to help get you started on your journey. So feel free to reach out anytime. All right, so the first thing you need to know about Redondo Beach is just how different the North and the South Redondo sections of Redondo Beach are. And so I actually did another video on this topic, North versus South Redondo. So if you'd like to learn more about the differences, be sure to check that video out. But that's just something that you should really be aware of when you're searching and trying to get to know if Redondo is a place you'd like to move to, because North Redondo and South Redondo are very differently. So if you look on the map here, you can see North Redondo is kind of a little bit up more north of and inward towards the freeways, and then South Redondo kind of curves down towards the coast. So if you're looking to be by the beach, you're going to probably want to be looking at homes closer to South Redondo. And if you're looking to be closer to freeways to get to work, then you might be looking more towards North Redondo. And the homes are obviously different too. The way they're built and designed, those are all things to consider as far as North Redondo versus South Redondo. So another thing to consider about Redondo Beach is the power lines. So there are some really big power lines, and you do see them running more towards the North Redondo side. So if you know, that could be a deal breaker for somebody if they're like, oh, I love this home, I looked at the photos online, they look great, and then they go to see it and there's a big power line running right over the top of their home. Not to say that that is a deal breaker for everybody, but it's definitely something to consider. And a good way of figuring that out is just kind of getting on Google and looking at the Google Street Map view and just kind of doing a little view around the neighborhoods and seeing if it's something that you like, and if it's a little area of town that you really like, or if the power lines would be an issue for you. And the next thing to consider with Redondo Beach is just the size of the lots and the usability of the lot. So you've got, North Redondo, sometimes you're having 2 or 3 homes on a lot, and so you're going to be very close to your neighbors. So a lot of those homes look a little newer and more updated, but you're very close to your neighbor, and you may not have a big yard or backyard. You may have a small side yard. So if your search is to find a home that has a big backyard, then you might be looking more at South Redondo or even Torrance or some of the surrounding communities, as opposed to some of the more condensed lots up in North Redondo. So that's just something to consider when you're looking at your search. A lot of the homes are going to be representative of the area that they're in, and so you'll get kind of a handle on what you think is important in your search. And if a big backyard and a lot of space to be away from your neighbors is part of your criteria, then parts of North Redondo or parts of Redondo may not be the right spot for you. And the fourth thing to know before moving to Redondo Beach is that it's a very outdoorsy community, and people I think move here for that reason. And California in general, Southern California in general, people want to be outdoors, they want to be by the beach, they want to just get out and do things. And so if that's not you, you may be paying a little bit more to be here in an area that's designed to, get outdoors. And so you might not be getting the most out of the area. Here in Redondo Beach, we've got this weekend or next weekend, we got the Super Bowl 10K race coming up. So it's a great community running event, goes right through South Redondo, finishing up at near the Redondo Beach Pier. You've also got during 4th of July weekend, the 4th of July 5K. So there's a lot of outdoor running races. You've got a great community of cycling that people meet up along the Strand and ride all the way north up to Santa Monica and Malibu and come back. They go down through PV. You've also got all the great hiking trails and horseback riding and running trails up in PV. And then, like I said, you've got the coast of just riding or running or walking along the beach, along the Strand, and then just getting out and being on the beach. So it is definitely an outdoorsy community, and if that's not something that you really are interested in, then you may be paying more to be in an area where it's really conducive to that, and maybe you can go a little bit more inland and pay a little less. And on that same note of, location and being in an area, being outdoors, the next thing you should know about Redondo Beach is just the views. They've got some amazing views. And then they've got some sections where it's a little bit more condensed, like I said, where you're closer to the freeway and you're in very tight quarters. But if you're on one of those streets that's very high up, you're going to have a great view overlooking the beach, and because of that, the prices are going to be a little higher. So just something to think about: your price range, what's important in your search. Do you like to be outdoors? Do you like to do you want to have a view from your balcony? All those things take into account of the pricing in the area, and because of that, it is an expensive area to live. So if that's something that's important to you, then Redondo Beach could be a great spot for you. And if you are thinking of moving to Redondo Beach, please feel free to call or text or email me, and I'd love to help you get started in your journey.